Well, it's a nice spring day, perfect day to go to the junkyard. Still in search of a drive shaft for the Mighty Beast, so hopefully they got something that I can make some use out of. I need parts anyway, so then I can, mod it from that point, but I gotta have something to start with here. I was trying to figure out if I could buy one online. That became just a big confusing mess. So I'm a visual guy, so I got to have something I can touch and feel. So let's go look. This doesn't seem sketchy at all. It's like a scene from Deliverance, but a guy with a big hat. Where does one begin? Right there, one of them Silverados. I'm sure the hell not climbing under that thing. Nope, that one's missing. No dice. And the hunt continues. Well, there's one, but it's the wrong one. That ain't gonna work. Well, there's one laying on the ground. Fortunately, I don't know what it's for. So I may have to circle back on that one. The problem is I gotta find one that I know what it is. There's a bunch of them laying around, but I don't know what they're for. So I'd hate to buy one that I can't find a U-joint or a yoke to fit it. So kind of a specific, looking for a GM with a specific transmission. I think we'll go this way. I guess that's a parts car. They gave me a road map. Makes no sense to me at all. Well, so far I read the map upside down and we walk in the wrong direction. Progress. There's one for a Nissan. It looks interesting to say the least. Well, there's the one vehicle I was looking for that should have had it, but as you can see, slim pickings. Nothing left on the bone. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work. It's actually got a tag on it. 2010 rear drive shaft. It's for Ford. The question is, can I stick a 4L80 or 4L60 yoke on it? To be not fruitful. Not that I didn't find any. Shut up, truck. It's just all the ones I found, I can't verify what they came off of, so I'd hate to buy one and then go home and work on it and then not work and then waste all that money. So maybe I'll do this another day. I'm in no rush for it. I'm sure I can do a little more research and buy one scratch made, but it's probably a lot of cost. So I don't know. On the next adventure. And what makes this thing such a pain is because of the length of the drive shaft. It's longer than the DOT or the Department of Transportation will allow it to be. So it has to be in 2 pieces. So I need a center section, which is a yoke that slips back and forth on itself with a bearing in the center that has to be mounted to the chassis somewhere. And then, you know, it'll go to the yoke to the transmission, then go to the hard center point, and then off to the rear end where that will move with the articulation of the rear end. So it's not like I can just go grab anything and modify it. I need sort of some specific components, and guessing just isn't going to work. So I think I'll go to the Dairy Queen, get myself an ice cream cone, and call it a day. Well, Dairy Queen is closed, so I guess that's out of the question. It's pretty grim for your town when your Dairy Queen can't even stay open. But this actually happens to be the town of Bartlett, which happens to be right next to the Junkyard. And it's like a little sleepy western town that kind of went into hibernation about 70 years ago. And it actually might look familiar. It's actually been used as a movie set for quite a few different movies. I think the most popular being recently was the remake of True Grit. Not the good one with John Wayne, the one with that other guy. And apparently recently some guy from New York came here and bought the entire town and is trying to turn the thing into like a Western heritage like show where they're gonna have like shootouts and whatnot. Something to that effect. So it's kind of neat to watch it sort of turn around and become something more than it was. 2 years ago, there was not a building on the street that was even open or did anything. It was just a complete ghost town. But it's pretty neat. It's still got, you know, the red brick streets and everything else. Kind of a neat little spot here. So. Right. Oh yeah, that. The struggle for space is never ending around here. I'm gonna hurry up and either expand my garage, push that wall out, or buy a new one. So far, buying a new one isn't working out. Might have to be option number 2. Let's see if we can burn some metal. Yeah, trying to get this done before the storm rolls in. Last night we had a storm come through here kind of late in the evening, and about 25 miles south of us, they had 6-inch hailstones, which is unimaginable. And then north of us they had a couple tornadoes. So it's been a little wild here, so I'm hoping to get this done before you know, the witches come and drop houses on people. It's go time. Beep. Something here is not the same. It appears that we missed one of the holes. Always hate when that happens, so let's try again. That's better. So what I got here is my panhard bar, and the way I had it mounted was not working out the greatest. As you can see, it's down much lower now, but it was mounted up higher, and because of that, the arc was actually pushing the axle all the way to the other side. This thing naturally travels in an arc, so the center point for drive height should be in the center of the arc, so we're much better now. Yeah, so as this thing goes up and down, the panhard bar, you know, it works in an arc, so it actually causes the rear end to move back and forth a little bit. This is pretty normal. However, the way I had it positioned was working against me and was causing the rear fender to come in contact with the tire. This wasn't so much of a problem when I put it in there because I had different tires and wheels on it, but now it's a little bit of an issue. So this should correct that problem. Honestly, in hindsight, I probably should have did a parallel 4-link and a Watts link. Whatever, what's there is there, so kind of make do. As you can see, we are not in a good position currently. And that's that. Almost. That's gonna work better. That is going to work much better. Now the axle stays more centered. It moves about 3/8 of an inch either direction from all the way up to all the way down, which is perfectly fine as long as it's centered during actual ride height. So that solves all that problem. Woke up this morning, it was of course raining, so now I got to figure out something else to do that's not going to require me getting wet. I guess I'm not working on exhaust today. At least if yet, who knows? Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. You know, I do sell t-shirts with my logo on it. I think I need to upgrade and do a pair of flip-flops. You know, safety footwear. My preferred choice. So now that I got all the rest of the floor taken out, I've been kind of dandying about what to do with it for a while, but I think I am committed to get rid of it, because now that I realize the drive shaft will not clear the floor. So right up here is where the original center bearing for the drive shaft would have mounted. So I think I'll just go ahead and reutilize that. That section has to come out. It's clearly the drive shaft's going to hit it. Let's see if I can show you that. As you can see, it does not line up the way I need it to. So the top's going to come off. I'll have to rework that. So that's not a big deal. And then while I'm at it, I can clearance some holes to run the exhaust through there, I think. I'm going to lay out the exhaust a little bit here with the mufflers and kind of put together a little bit of a plan, since the weather is dried up a little bit anyway. Yes, some 18-inch glass packs, because you can't be too quiet when you got a hearse, right? If you remember from episode 1 when we were hearse shopping, Laura explained how she wanted the car to sound like.
When you get the pack, something pack, that makes your muffler sound like, what's it called, glass pack?
Glass pack,
Glass
yes.
pack. And I need flamethrowers, because I don't, how can you drive?
Would these be flamethrowers out of the front of the car or out of the back?
No, the back, has to be the back. Like where you would open the door to put the casket. Like you're basically opening the gates to hell. You gotta have flames. Like, I mean, why drive around in Death Mobile if you cannot have flames? What is the point? First, and I'm gonna open up the back and then just slide them out. I gotta get out, turn the flamethrowers on, blast pack vibrating, music, ministry as loud as you can. You're definitely gonna need some type of a hood ornament, and it's gonna be like a screaming skull or something. It has to be like a wah! And then like when the wind goes through it, you know, like a deer whistle, when the wind goes through it, it makes a screaming noise. I'm gonna need that. And then we might have to do some type of a custom signage on the, I gotta need a pinstriping for sure. And then we might have to have some custom signage on the side for the manor. I'm gonna need an 8-ball on my shifter for sure.
Alrighty. That would be the magic 8-ball. Are we gonna die today, 8-ball?
No.
I haven't quite figured out how to make fire shit out the back yet, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. Got my simulated drive shaft here. So with my simulated drive shaft here, it gives me some idea where I need to put this center section, so height-wise. So I'm going to start building that bracket. So everything kind of works around it. So I've been sitting here trying to figure out what to do with the exhaust. The entire plan I had has now been foiled because I need to put the center bearing in, which is going to land right in the middle of where I need it to go. So now I got to try to figure out how to replan all this again. Because as you can see, the exhaust, I had planned on going through there and coming down the center and doing an X pipe and then coming out this way and sliding out that direction. Of course, the center bearing needs to be there, and I need to keep it low so it matches the transmission in the rear end. So now it's right in the way, and I don't have enough room to get under it, I don't think. So unless I come up with a creative way to build that, I'm not quite sure what to do at this point. So I think it's time for the CAD board and make some patterns. And of course, without having an actual drive shaft, instead of some cobbled together old crappy lake pipe, it's a little bit of a challenge. So I've tried to work through it. I have to go back to the junkyard tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. It'll be raining, so it'll be a perfect day for it. Yeah, do you remember when I said I moved the car outside because the weather was better and I could work on it? It's rained every day since. This is not going well. Guess I'll seize the opportunity and take some time and weld up my exhaust pipes here, the ones that I already have kind of fit. At least I got something to do. So, after monkeying around with the exhaust for the last hour or so, I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to have to move my mount for the rear suspension. So what's going on here is I cannot get under this here in a fashion that works for me. And I actually never finished welding this in. I haven't welded the bottom yet because I haven't been able to get under the car yet. I can actually come up about an inch before it starts to be kind of a problem. I have enough adjustment in the suspension and whatnot that it's not really going to be an issue. Just got to keep in mind the drive shaft. So I think this will work. So let's start cutting. Go. Alright. Just clean this up a little bit, we'll be good to go. I'll just build a little, so here's the floor height here. So I can come up actually about, so we can come up about an inch. Got plenty of room, just a little gusset plate on the top, and it's going to be fantastic. Should have did it right the first time, but yeah, what are you going to do? I had a different plan. This is 6 months ago, who remembers? So with this thing sitting on my 4-inch block, I now got plenty of room. Yeah, that should definitely work a lot better now. You know, mild modification. If I'd have had exhaust pipe when I originally laid this out, that would have been fine. I actually had probably gauged, you know, to use 2-inch pipe as opposed to 2.5. So, you know, my fault, whatever. Easy fix, so let's move on to something else. I need to order exhaust pipe anyway, so I guess I'm kind of done with this project for the time being. So next on the agenda, I guess I can get the center section cut out and then continue on with my trans mount, or my bearing mount, I guess, drive shaft thing. But that'll be tomorrow, because the sun came out and now it's humid and yucky outside, and I'm gonna go sit in the air conditioning. Being an overly wet year, the mosquitoes are treacherous these days. Afraid of those things to come through and carry me off. Alrighty, trying to get some measurements for my mount here. I'm doing a little guesstimating with my drive shaft, but I got to accomplish something today, even though it's a rain out, obviously. Time to go. It was bright and sunny all day long. 5 minutes before I got home from work, we got this. This makes progress slow. Currently under tornado watch. Always good times. I'm hoping for hail. I need a new roof. I'll just sit here and draw CAD. Much easier than being outside in the rain. Yeah, so this will mount like that. Put a weld to the top. Right like that. Flat plate on top, disco. Almost. So that is how it's going to go. Bearing will sit right here, and we'll be good. A little final fit, a little bit of welding, and this will be done. Yeah, I know, weird. It's raining again. So I guess I'm not working on the car today, but I did get this in the mail today. Sending me from Bob Couch. That'll be a little wall hanger there. I like that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I feel like I've accomplished nothing this week. Mostly due to the weather and my utter lack of ambitions, but you know, it does happen. So I think I'll close this video now, and we'll see what we can do, well, on the next one, maybe accomplish something. Drag races are this weekend, so I got higher priorities, mostly screwing off with my friends. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.